This was a case we encountered before, and in offshore Congo, a well, an exploration well was decided, and the drillers received those coordinates there, and because we were in Congo, without any further information, they assumed that the datum for those coordinates were in the local datum, that is Congo 1960, and they were preparing their drilling program with those coordinates like that, and the assumed datum Congo 1960. Indeed, the given coordinates were in WGS 1984 datum. Therefore, those coordinates were supposed first to be transformed using the datum shift from WGS 84 to the Congo 1960 to produce those coordinates. And firstly, it was not the case. And if we took those coordinates as Congo 1960, they have a difference with those ones that are, let's say, 332 meters away from the right location, that is this one. And of course, as we have seen on the examples at the beginning, it can be, let's say, have a big impact. It can be, of course, a disaster if we encounter a shallow gas, or can be a loss just by missing the target and discovering nothing on the target, while in fact 300 meters away we have something. And just because the datum was missing, the datum information was missing on the first set of coordinates, on the given coordinates, let's say. Just keep in mind that an error of datum can conduct to 800 meters difference, and 800 meters difference, it's really too much. Case study 2. Tubu 1 was an exploration well in Nigeria, and the given coordinates were those there. The datum was not missing, the datum information, so it is a MINA datum, and using the Nigerian mid-belt projection. For unknown reason, the Nigerian west belt projection was used, so just by error. If we, let's say, use the map, set the coordinates on the west belt projection, we have the point Tubu 1 there. But in fact, because it's the wrong projection, here is the right grid for the projection. On this projection, here are the coordinates of the previous point set out, which is not Tubu 1, because Tubu 1, using the right projection and the right coordinate, are there. And if we want to use as well the west belt projection, here is the coordinate there in blue, the west belt coordinate of Tubu 1, and here the mid belt coordinate of Tubu 1, which were the first, the given coordinates. And this is more than 4,000 meters difference. So can be a problem, because there we plan to make something in the water, and there we can maybe think that we are on the beach. So it's not acceptable. Alors là, on va venir faire un exercice sur la timeline, donc savoir où se trouve la géodésie dans le processus EP, savoir quand est-ce qu'on a besoin de la géodésie. Avec un ouais, on verra. Il n'y aura pas de réponse donnée, elle sera donnée avec l'interview de Fred Auger. Normalement, c'est ce qui est prévu. Voilà. So we have spoke about datum projection. So we have spoke about geodesy. Where can we find the geodetic information used by Total? They are all available on what? We have, for the moment, we are maintaining an Excel file where we store all the geodetic parameters we use, and all those parameters have a total code, which is the rule of this total code is 3 characters. For example, for the WGS 84 datum, the total code is W84. J'ai pas fait de. Here, for example, this is the geolist presented. So this is the combination of a datum and a projection. So previously on Geodata was all the parameters we use, but on specific area where Total is operating, we produce a geodetic sheet. Here you have an example where you find the datum you have to use and the projection for this area, and eventually the previous datum and projection used on this area. And you have also the information on the second part of this geodetic sheet, the information to go from one datum to another one. So you have the information about the datum shift applicable on those areas. But of course, we can also not of course, but we can also find some geodetic information in the EPSG database, which is maintained by some member of the IOGP association. And this database is available on internet. And if we go back on our geodata, if the EPSG code corresponds to one of our code, there is one column giving the correspondence. So we can, like that, shift from one database to other. As we have seen, the positioning and the exact position is really important in our business. And this is, we have to there is two company rules that ensure the integrity of our positioning. The first one, CREP POS 001, concerns the geodesy and coordinate reference system. So the first rule of this company rule states that before any study, the people have to revert to the specialist to know which CRS they have to use for the study. This is the first, so any study, any work shall first start with this question to the specialist, which CRS do we have to use for our study. And there is as well a second company rule that's more for operation concerning the positioning. And the first company rule there is that any operation need to be supervised by one specialist of the company to be sure that we work all on the same coordinate reference system. Et donc là, il faudra mettre un lien vers, je sais pas, le Watt ou je sais pas quoi pour voir vers qui doivent se tourner. Alors, c'est pas sur le Watt, mais il y a une page topo géodésie où on retrouve les contacts normalement, en tout cas pour HQ, qui est mise à jour, ouais, qui est mise à jour elle. Donc là, on voit que c'est Fred Auger le référent, l'expert pardon pour le truc. Voilà, donc là, c'est une carte avec les différentes filiales où on trouve des topos, filiales ou hubs, parce que par exemple au Danemark, on a un hub pour la mer du Nord, et il y a aussi une filiale qui opère les assets Danemark. Voilà. Et puis ben, là, c'était les topos qu'on trouve en France, donc avec Fred, l'expert, et moi.
Qu'on mettra dans un document joint plutôt, puisque
C'est plutôt, oui, il faut mieux pas le mettre dans le e-learning, parce que si ça change, ben voilà. Et c'est fini.